Hello everyone. So today we are going to study regarding population. So first of all, what is the meaning of population? So a population can be described as the area where number of people come together and they live together. Okay, so in economics as well as in sociology, we study about population. There are many theories which various economists and various sociologists have given, like Libestin, or like you can say Marx theory of population or surplus value, Malthus theory, another very famous theory. So population is a very broader term, and many of the things are there in population. So demographic is another variant in population, we can say. It is a statistical body of a human population that make predictions about how a population will change. Okay, like there is a theory of demographic change given by C.P. Blaker. Like first stage, second stage, you must have heard about it. Then comes population growth. As we all know, the world's population is growing rapidly. Recently, we touched 8 billion, I feel, 8 billion mark. That is such a huge number. India is not left. India is second most populated country and it's believed that soon it will surpass China. The population of the world is growing at an exponential rate. It is growing very faster and it's accelerating at a very faster pace. There are two things that affect the population: birth rate and death rate. Birth rate means how many people will be born, how many kids or how many child will be born per year, and death rate means how many people will die in a year, and it is multiplied by 1000. Remember, it will always be multiplied by 1000 instead of 100. So, when this is obvious, then when birth rate is higher than the death rate, it means more and more people are born. This is very normal. I don't need to explain that. You can read it by yourself. Next comes population growth. Now, what are the determinants or what are the factors that influence or determine the population growth? First of all, it is, you can say, social norms. In India, there is since a practice where there are social taboos, where you are not, you are not very aware about the birth control methods. You are not aware of the family planning methods. So that needs to be encouraged. Cost of education. In developed countries, you must have seen the cost of education is a lot. It's very huge. So the families think twice before expanding the family size. Economic growth. Obviously, if a country's per capita income or if the country's growth is increasing, you will think twice about having a child, because obviously there will be direct and indirect cost as well. Stability of society, obviously government policy, that is family planning programs, like I said. Healthcare standards. Migration is also very a huge determinant of that is affecting population. Cultural attitudes. In some cultures, there is a thing that you have to expand the family. Female labor. If female is working, if female is educated, she's working, she's independent, then obviously she will have more control over her life. She will decide whether she wants to have additional child or whether she wants to expand her family. That is why we say education of female is very important, very significant. Okay, this is a diagram you can see here, and you can take the screenshot of this, or you can find it on Google as well. It's a very popular diagram of the demographic stage planning. Now, another one is population growth and structure. So there are stages here. First of all, stage 1 is where birth rate is high. Birth rate is high and death rate is also high. Why the birth rate is high? Birth rate is high because no proper education, no proper awareness is made to the people regarding proper use of contraception, birth control methods. Reproduction rate is very high, and people don't know about the family control methods. Death rate is high because healthcare is very poor. Healthcare is not prevalent in rural areas. Population growth is zero because obviously when birth rate and death rate both are high, population will be stagnant. Population structure. Life expectancy is low. Population is made up of mainly young people. Stage 2. Stage 2 is when a country, a nation improves, but not very better, but it tries to improve. It is on the path of improvement. What happens here is that birth rate is high because there is no use of contraception, but death rate falls. In stage 1, we have seen birth rate and death rate both are high. But in stage 2, birth rate will not change, but death rate will fall. Why? Because there will be improvement in healthcare. That's why population will be very high, and there will be aging population. What do you mean by aging population? It means when there are life expectancy has increased, but there are still more young people than older people. Stage 3. Now stage 3 is where birth rate and death rate both falls, but they are not equal. There is rapidly falling death rate and birth rate is low. So death rate falls due to advanced medical improvements, and population growth is high, and more people are living to be older because death rate will be low. The use of contraception increases, more people are educated regarding that, and women also work. Stage 4. This stage is where you can say India is in stage 4. यहाँ पे क्या होता है, birth rate is low because urbanization is there. People move to cities to find work. They have more wealth. They have less time, obviously. So they think twice before rearing children because they don't have that sufficient time. Death rate is low and fluctuating. Population growth rate, it cannot be zero. They have written it zero. Please correct it. Population growth can never be zero. It can never be stagnant. Population structure क्या होता है, life expectancy high, so even more people are living to be older. But on the contrary, we can see that in India, demographic condition is very favorable to us because we have more population of young people. Stage 5. What is stage 5? Birth rate is low, death rate is low, and stage 5 is where most developed countries are here in stage 5. Managing rapid population growth. How can we manage population growth? First of all, economic perspectives say there aren't enough jobs for the number of people, so unemployment increases. So if unemployment is there, there will be obviously be poverty because their demand will be low, their consumption will be low, and more people are born into families that are already poor because they don't have the adequate knowledge regarding that. Strategies to control population. First of all is birth control programs. We need to educate people regarding contraception pills, birth control programs, surrogacy. There are various methods now. We have advanced to a level where in older generation people couldn't have imagined. So there are many programs, and it need to be taught. It need to be taught to children, and it need to be taught to families. There is on the part of government they need to introduce policies. Even if they have introduced such as family planning programs, they need to enhance it to a bigger level because still many people are not sure about it. Immigration laws, there need to be a strict immigration laws so that to control immigration, people are moving to different country, brain drain is happening. Government can limit the number of people that are allowed to immigrate. They can also be selective about who they let in. Example, letting in few people of childbearing age means there will be fewer immigrants having children. Population growth in India, this is a statistics, you can find that. Managing aging population. Aging population means there are older people over 65. They are older people over 65, but India is not in this case because we have more of youth population. So economic impacts, there is working population. If we have youth population, there will be more employment, working population will pay more taxes, and government can use this to pay pensions, right? So that is all for today. See you in next class. Bye bye.